But I want to talk to you guys about this Signal chat, the drama with the Signal chat. Yes, the drama with the Signal chat. So
CIA up.
Is that what you think?
Yep.
Me too.
Complete and total CIA up. I'll
Really?
explain.
Okay. So I'm sure everyone's heard about this, but it was like right before the Trump administration started dropping bombs in Yemen. They were accused by The Atlantic of leaking war plans, which sounds very, very serious. Okay. They said this was an accidental leak to Jeffrey Goldberg, who is, of course, like TDSer.
One of the
TDSer
biggest
galore.
opposition journalists to the administration, probably.
Right. Yeah, I know. I'm like, oh, oops. We just happen to have this anti-Trump guy in the chat. Oopsies.
This is like the biggest stroke of luck in the history of strikes of luck for an oppo journalist ever.
Like, wow, oh my God, like, it's a conundrum. We can't figure this out. It's
not
amazing.
it's not like Fred from Idaho was like, hang on a second.
Holy crap.
What's going on here? I was just on my combine harvester and it just so happened to be him.
Yeah.
This is stupid.
Yeah. So I want to play Goldberg. He's trying to clarify how he got into this Signal chat with, he says this is Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth, National Security Advisor Mike Waltz, and Vice President J.D. Vance. And he's like, maybe it was a disinformation operation. I don't know. Here's some of that. Watch.
For a while in this process, I didn't believe that this was an actual national security chat. I assumed that I was being spoofed or hoaxed or being included in some kind of disinformation campaign, because it was simply too improbable to me that they would have such poor operational security as to inadvertently invite the editor of The Atlantic into a national security discussion about the timing of a bombing campaign. So I assumed that this was a spoof. Mm-hmm. It was only on Saturday, the 15th of March, when I received a text in this chain with forthcoming operational details of the Yemen strike. And then I waited a couple of hours to see if it actually happened, and it did. That's when I realized that, this is almost certainly a real chain of national security officials talking to each other on a commercial app.
So I want to, yes, I know the commercial app that Joe Biden was the one who said they could use in government, to be clear. So I know Jason's like chomping at the bit to say something. Jason, hold on. I just want to play really quickly. National Security Advisor Mike Waltz, he went on Laura Ingram's show and was like trying to set the record straight here. And I want to play his response, and then I want to hear what you guys have to say. Watch.
We're going to get to the bottom of it. I just talked to Elon on the way here. We've got the best technical minds looking at how this happened. But I can tell you for 100%, I don't know this guy. I know him by his horrible reputation, and he really is the bottom scum of journalists. And I know him in the sense that he hates the president, but I don't text him. He wasn't on my phone, and we're going to figure out how this happened.
Jason?
Let me go back to Goldberg's statement really quick. Their initial reaction was, this is not legit, or we're being spoofed, or something like that. But the moment they saw the bombs started falling, all other speculation just dropped. So they were running with it. This is real. They made a mistake. Let me tell you something. The worst thing conservatives can do on this is to admit that word, this was a mistake.
Yep.
That's bullshit.
Yep.
This was not a mistake. And again, this is my opinion. Maybe I'm a little jaded because we've been looking into the JFK files. I've been looking at what the CIA's been doing since the early 60s and it goes back even further. But no, this is total bullcrap. Absolute bullcrap. Waltz went on, I think it was NBC also, because speculation was running wild. And conservatives were trying to rationalize this themselves, saying, this is bad, but maybe he clicked on the wrong name. Maybe he accidentally, it was just an accident, whatever. But he went on, I think it was NBC a couple days ago or yesterday, and said, look, this was a different number associated with a different contact. Then he said, we're looking into whether it was done deliberately or some other, quote, technical mean. What the hell does that mean?
Yeah.
That's like if I want to text you something And somehow it got changed in my phone to the plumber. And the plumber's like, why are you telling me you're going to be on my show on Wednesday?
Right.
Who are you talking about? That somebody would have had to have done that.
Yeah.
Now I look at it and say, okay, well, who? Because Signal has an interesting history, funding history. Now, their funding goes back to, I think they were called like the Open Whisper something, but they got millions of dollars from a government organization. That government organization has ties, or it's underneath Radio Free Asia. Radio Free Asia, Radio Free Europe, those are CIA Cold War weapons from the Cold War. Direct ties and manipulation with the CIA. Now, if you ask them, they're like, oh, we stopped that crap. We don't mess with USAID either. You know, like, they're on their own. We don't do anything with that.
They're like,
bullshit.
We investigated ourselves and we found that we don't do that anymore.
Right, exactly. It's like the big food and pharma thing all over again.
Yeah.
I am not buying that whatsoever. WikiLeaks came out years ago and said that their Vault 7 release said that the NSA and the intelligence community, or no, it was the CIA, had direct access into both Signal and WhatsApp. They could penetrate it. Tucker Carlson says just a year or so ago that the NSA went into his Signal and pulled out the messages and then contacted him. So we know you're going to have this interview with Putin. He's like, I didn't tell anybody. It was just in Signal. Come on. Look at what CIA Director Ratcliffe said. He said the day he was sworn in, the very first thing that happened was that CIA technicians came in and loaded up Signal on every single one of his apps. Tulsi Gabbard, today in front of the House, said that that's just what happens. That I think going back from what you said, CISA under the Biden administration, they recommended personally using Signal, so now they're uploaded on every. Why would the government, whose sole intention, they love snooping on all of our communications? If you believe any of the Snowden stuff, looking into tapping into internet LAN communications, all that stuff to read all of our mail. Why would they be like, yep, that's approved. It's all good. Unless they already have a backdoor into this app or some way to penetrate it or something. That's why they mandate it. That's why it's on every single app. And now the luckiest strike in the history of luck strikes happens to one of the biggest opposition journalists where he's like, oh, I just got added in. I have no idea. The contact was changed. I don't know. It's just, wow, it's a big mistake by the Trump administration. Bull crap.
Yeah.
Don't admit that. This is not a mistake. This is the deep state at work.
You already said bullshit like twice. You can just keep it with that.
Keep it rolling.
Yeah.
Good God.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know as much as you in this realm, but the first thing I read was like, I don't believe this was a mistake for a second. I believe that there's something way more to this. This wasn't just like an oopsie. And certainly I keep hearing people, well, who should resign? Well, should Mike Walls resign? Well, should Pete Hegseth resign?
That's why you get to the why.
I know.
It's for internal struggle. And look at the timeline. I didn't even mention the timeline. This story breaks the day before the Senate Select Committee on Intelligence happens. The day before.
Yes. It's all related. And that's why, right? That's the point. And so I got asked that by a very good friend of mine this morning. They texted me and I'm like, absolutely not. Yeah. No one should resign. That's what they want. Of course that's what they're going to push for.
Today, there was a congressman, I can't remember who he asked. Maybe it was Tulsi. I can't remember. But they were actually talking about or asking the question if Pete Hegseth had appeared to be drinking when he sent some of the messages.
Oh, my God.
That is what this is for.
Yep.
Wake up. It couldn't be more obvious.
Yep.
That's what this is for.
But you know what? When they were talking about this yesterday, if you notice, Trump was like, no, he knows. He knows exactly what's going on. This is all I'm waiting for now is like the Ayatollah of Iran to be sitting there and go, oh, I just got signal message. Look. Oh, they will be bombing at 10 o'clock. Oh, I was so surprised. It came to me. I don't know how this happened. I got Pete Hegseth. Oh, you drinking, Pete? Are you drinking again? I mean, come on.
Even his Farsi is better than your British accent.
I was actually thinking that. I was like, he's good at that accent.
But here's the point. I'm going to say to the people out there, do not bend the knee again. Over. It doesn't matter. You should just go, you. It's not happening. I'm not doing anything. I'm not sacking it. And Trump did it. He goes, well, these mistakes happen. He knows what's going on. So we need to do this. We need to go, listen, I don't care. I don't care if it went on. You can't admit anything because what they're looking for is this. They're looking for this, and then they're going to be like, they need to be fired. They need to be fired. And they're going to keep on doing it. The only way that you got to fight this is just by saying, you know what? I'm not admitting anything. We don't know what's going on. End of story. I'm not having any more discussions about this. That's it. Because they're trying, as you know, the noose is getting tighter on all of these people. More of these things are going to happen as they start panicking and trying to get out of the impending Doge investigation, which we keep saying is going to uncover all this funding. To your point, where's the funding going? Who is pulling the strings in the deep state, right? The noose is tightening and they can't stop it right now. They tried to stop it. And I believe they're trying to delay it because of Elon only being in the government for a certain amount of time. But do not bend the knee. Just tell them to go away, in other words, and just carry on because it's all an op.
If you like this clip and you want to see the full episode, click here. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, come on, you know you do. Click here.